or we will have a conversation on a topic which everybody knows. Correct? It's little tough. Why we are discussing is not because he met somebody whom I know and then made me to come here. My association with SH College is too long. I started my MSc in Thevara College, Calicut, which is also under the same management, right? I've gone to all your management, whichever college is run from KE College, Mananam to Iringalakuda Christ. My wife is from Iringalakuda. So whenever I come to Iringalakuda, I go to Christ College, either physics or geosciences department. Because basically I'm a mathematician, studied in Kochi. I'm from Kochi University. And then turned into a fluid mechanics man. So I'm close to physics. I came to SH College, the other campus, for Inspire Learning program. That was to market the IASTs, right? Yeah, that's good. Good. I came many times. After that, once I came and did a full MPhil one paper for your SH College, MPhil physics. I am a mix of the traditional India knowledge systems, IKS, which is very active now, right? Probably IKS is very active in the last 2-3 years, but I started speaking about it for last 25 years. And I stay in Hyderabad, so coming to Kerala is one thing which I enjoy. So whenever I get a chance, there is some invitation in Kochi. I told father that I am here in Kochi. Then he said, immediately the response was from him asking me to come. So I thought I'll come. And today is or these days are most relevant for this topic which we are discussing, because there is no UGC now. There is no AICT now, no NBA, all that is abolished. There is going to be only one higher education council, right? We will have to repeat that name many times to learn the names, because it's not higher education council, it's called as Vikasit Bharat Shiksha Adhishtan. That's how we will have to call it. And under that you have got a different, especially 3 parishads. The council is called parishads, right? So 3 different parishads. One of them is Manak Parishad. Manak means standard. All of us will have to write down and learn this. I also written down, right? Otherwise the name will not come, because it's new terminology for all of us, right? And another one is Viniyaman. Viniyaman is regulatory. There is another Parishad called Viniyaman Parishad. And there is no difference, because what happened to us, if you look at, I remember in CMS College, Kochi, when I gave a lecture on new education policy. At the end, Thanksgiving, Joshua, he told me, yeah, wonderful lecture, DrTPS summarized NEP. I said, I never touched NEP at all. It's all what Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan spoke in his first lecture on education policy. Right? University means every subject in one campus. Later we became veterinary university, medical university, engineering university. The university name itself is gone. Correct? So now that system came back. I have got more relevance in talking about it because I am basically a mathematician, but my PhD is in fluid mechanics, close to physics and mechanical engineering. I teach engineering college, mechanical engineering. Right? But my papers published in chemical engineering. Right? And I know blood flow in your arteries because it's all fluid mechanics. So I teach in medical colleges. Okay, no exaggeration. And I turned into psychology and counseling. What I learned about pharmacology, how the blood flow works and how the thought process happens. I mix it with Indian knowledge system. I know you have psychology faculties here. Yeah. Do you know which is the first psychology book written in the world? You may say Freud or somebody, right? Ramayana, the first book was, anybody? Ramayana, when Rama was psychologically upset. Rama was psychologically upset. You know Rama, right? Sita's husband. What Bharata did was send him for 18 days of counseling. And that professor or doctor of psychology was Vasishtha. Correct? And that book which talks about the mind management is called the Yoga Vasishtam. Purne manasi sampurnam jagat sarvam sudhadravaihi upana gudapadasya nanucharma strudaiva bhuvu. Anything you understood? Wonderful. If I have to come to this place, all the steps which I step has to become leather. Then only I'll come. If I ask father like that, he will say, thank you, bye bye, don't come here, right? Yes or no? Yeah. This is what Vasishtha says. Wherever you go, nanu charma strutaiva bhuvu. Wherever you go, you want carpet. It's very simple. Wear a leather footwear and then walk. Correct? So wherever you go, you want happiness. What is to be done? Carry happiness inside. That's it. So simple psychology, right? So we had such a great knowledge system, but which is not available. I don't think you ChatGPT or Gemini will give you an answer from quoting this textbook because it's not documented. The other day, I was in some discussion with somebody. Indian ICFI University. Commerce teachers are here, right? One of the university for commerce itself started with the national colleges all throughout India. Hundreds of colleges. One ISB, Indian School of Business, is ICFI. I am a professor of practices of commerce. I am also a professor of practice of commerce. I forgot when you tell that. So last week I was there in ICFI. We were discussing and then they said India's contribution to science is zero. What does it mean? English teachers understand it better, right? It can be seen both sides. The contribution of India to science is zero, or India's contribution to science is big zero. So both way you can look at it. But today, in the whole world, if you look at it, ChatGPT is called, actually ChatGPT is not the name to be used. AI based engines, whatever they used, right? ChatGPT got released only 2 years, almost 2 years back. But by then, another 6 players came immediately. Gemini came very fast. Gemini was little dull, but now people start using Gemini faster. Explorer was something else. And so many different platforms came. Does it mean that people were only releasing at the last moment and so much of research was happening? The research was happening long back. The first machine learning started probably 50 years back. We in India, we had the first probably mission which was assembled in India was a HMT watch in Madras. Yesterday I was talking in one of the TV media, I was telling this. To inaugurate that, Prime Minister Nehru travelled from Delhi to Chennai. Can you imagine? Releasing of a watch, he came. Technology in last 70 years became so much. 2005 to 7, I was in Calicut University as Director of Academic Staff College. The first thing what I did is, I am not from academics, I am a scientist in Space Department, though I have interest in teaching and everybody is an academician. Basically we all learn, right? What is your background? Commerce. Yeah. What is your background? French. Actually that's the foreground. Background is all subjects. Correct or not? Up to 10th class we study all the subjects. So what is my background? All subjects are my background. Only thing, we create lot of foreground and then forget the background. That's a problem. Right? Is it not? So what do I know? I know most of the subjects. Only thing, after some time we get too much into specialization and forget all the rest of the things. I'm a mathematician, so when we learn mathematics, we generally make fun of the English of mathematics people, right? Where is your class in the numerator? Where are you going? Denominator. Don't interpolate in between. You are less than me. He is greater than me. Only we know symbols and equations, right? So we lost our English. That's because when we gain something, we lose something else in life. That's because the knowledge itself becomes short-term knowledge. Correct? How many of us keep all this knowledge for long terms and then say that, yeah, I know mathematics. I retired from the government's highest office, that's Cabinet Secretariat. I was in Rome. So I'm a police, basically. Though the whole 20 years of Department of Space, my job is only that. Spying is my job, using satellite image. So I'm a police, basically. The cover is Space Department, but my job is always Rajiv Gandhi's assassination was the first case which I investigated. From the satellite image, from the pictures, image processing. My subject is image processing. So given images, we know how to get people. You know Google Map now you are using, which I made 30 years back for all the purposes. Kargil War, the whole maps were given by this hand. Kargil War, I had a great role. We see things around this world as maps which comes for defense long back. All the video games which we are playing, never made for video games, it's all made for defense applications. I am now in a university where we have got engineering colleges. I ask civil engineering teachers, why is it called civil engineering? Anybody thought about it? It is for civilians. That means all the other engineering is for defense people. Are you getting what I am saying? Though we have what is called knowledge. Okay, let me ask you, maximum number of students in this college is for bachelors. Correct? Are they really bachelor? Why the name bachelor came? Why is it called a bachelor? Either it is BCom, BA, BSc, BBA, everything starts with B, right? Why B? Bachelor means brahmachari. Do you know this? What is brahmachari means? Why are you silent? Am I talking in a language which you don't understand or what? Should I speak in Telugu? Tell me. What is brahmachari means? Only one brahmachari is there. Rest of the people are all family members or what? What is there inside your hridayam, manas? Hridayam is there or given to somebody else? Tell me. What is your bachelorship? I am a bachelor of education. I am a bachelor of law.
You only have that in your heart.
That is only in your heart. That's what it means. So somebody certifies, Vice Chancellor certifies you have a only English for 3 years in your heart. Then you are eligible to become a master for that. What a great thought, no? You know who gave this? From India. Hridaya Guhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram. Hridaya Guhara, inside the cave of the Hridaya, Madhye, if you search you will see only that subject. Hridaya Guhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram. And then 3 years after that you become eligible to become a master there. But there is another proverb which says master of, what is it? Jack of all trades. That's actually wrong. Most of the English proverbs I've started scratching and then rewriting. Okay. Familiarity breeds? Wrong. Familiarity breeds love. Most of the love affairs are because they are familiar to each other. No. Correct. I met campus selection. Who was the person? He was talking to us. I say most of the colleges campus selection comes. Every girl start looking at who is my boyfriend, who is the girlfriend, right? Campus selection is that only. Correct or not? First thing is that. So they lose their bachelorship. Therefore they become a failed bachelor. Because in the Hridayam if you open, I wrote a poetry long back. When I get a heart attack, don't open my heart because doctor, I don't want to show who are all inside my heart. So let me die with the secrets in my heart. So we don't keep many things in the brain, but there is one mission. You must be thinking why this man is talking useless things, right? There is one mission who can think about all this and then put in one place, that is called a knowledge system, machine learning, AI, all that. But what happens in that Hridayam of this mission, AI? It can only keep informations, data, content. It can analyze for you based on the questions which you ask. Let us have one question, a very basic question. Okay, why should we discuss? You have a topic given today. Why do we want to discuss this topic in Sacred Hearts College today? You may rephrase it in your style and then ask different engines which you have. It will all give different answers. Correct or not? Which is correct? We don't know. There is a great saying in English. A perceiver perceives the way the perceiver wants to perceive and not the way the speaker wants the perceiver to perceive. Correct? Heard this? English speakers must have heard this, right? A perceiver perceives. Whatever I tell you, you don't perceive what I am perceiving before putting into words. Because my Hridayam cannot be fully put into words. You perceive in your way. How do you perceive? With all the knowledge what you have earlier. And what do some people do? Is there anybody in my life I heard talking like this? And you forget listening to me, you will only listen to recollecting all the information. Correct? You start judging, you start criticizing, you start comparing. These are all what happens. And all these are must. So there is great data in your brain. Bring out all this and then start processing it for some information which you wanted to gather. Correct? That's what happens in the mission. Parippu vada. What did I tell now? No relation at all, right? But what happened now? Immediately all of you have seen Parippu vada in your eyes. Correct or not? The word is enough. One indriya input is enough. The other indriya starts functioning. And then she started. Correct? The taste will come, the smell will come. You know how these indriyas are connected? It's all connected fast. In image processing, what we do is, given somebody's picture, identify the other person, immediately goes and searches. Now Google you have. Don't think that AI came now. The Google itself have got the picture scanning and then tell you what is that, right? Now I am using a meta glass. I can just click it and then take a picture. India it's not allowed, in US it's allowed. You say that look at somebody, which are all the pictures in the internet this person is coming, it will tell you all the. You look at my picture and then say where DrTPS is, immediately you don't have to read my biodata. ChatGPT, you ask who is DrTPS, it will tell you. But it may not tell you the last part of it, 3, 2, 1 world. Why? Because that's going to me. It has not come into public that openly. But 4 or 5 lectures like this when I give, 3 or 4 of my books are also into 3 to 1 world. So all that becomes so many. Now all of you start searching what is 3 to 1 world. They may not give an answer. But immediately put 3 to 1 world DrTPS. What it will do? The searching becomes faster. It will give you an answer. DrTPS have written 4 books on 3 to 1 world. Or lectures have been given on YouTube. These are all the lectures on 3 to 1 world. What is 3 to 1 world? You don't know, right? Yeah. 21st century education. Generally people talk about which education? 21st century. What is century? 100 years. How foolish we are to talk about 100-year-old education system. Correct or not? Education keep changing. See, I wrote a book on adaptive learning, 2007, published along with one of the faculty of education in Calicut University, Professor Nasima and me, wrote a book on adaptive learning, pedagogies and practices for e-web net learning. Pedagogies and practices for internet web, because I was part of UGC CEC, Consortium for Communication, EMMRC you heard. I was part of EMMRC. But nobody looked at it. I have to force people to become producer of one presentation. Do you know, UGC are recognized if you have got a digital class like this. Now I am speaking, record it, put all that supplementary informations on the slides or whatever you want, side by side, publish a 40 minutes or 20 minutes lecture. It will be considered as one published paper. We have got an EMMRC in Calicut University. Earlier it was called Audio Visual Center or something like that, right? I studied there. I went and studied there. A MIT professor came, taught us in Delhi. After that I wrote a book. Nobody accepted. But Professor COVID came, everybody started using it. Otherwise nobody know what is Zoom, what is Google Meet, right? Yes or no? So what happened now? Everybody become a e-web net learners and teachers. So only demand comes only when there is a real requirement. And now millions of courses are run on massive open online courses. Every time from March, April, after the plus 1, plus 2 exam is over, up to June, July, if you look at it, I get nearly 1,000 calls from each districts of Kerala and outside different Gulf countries, because that's where I've got connection with young students. I spoke to more than millions of teachers and students and parents in this world. That is, my name is TPS, teachers, parents, students. Okay. So I speak to all of them and I get calls saying, should I learn mechanical engineering or civil engineering or electrical or electronics or computer science? I have to answer all these. So I answer all of them, and some of them I record and keep it. So you look at mechanical DrTPS, neuroscience DrTPS, microbiology DrTPS, you will see at least one video. English DrTPS, commerce DrTPS, all that you will see. All that I will see. So this becomes a knowledge system in which people keep searching, but still why do they ask me? You know why I am telling all this? These are all available. Why should I take ChatGPT can also answer? But all the discussions which I have, I'll keep asking them, what's your father doing? What's your mother doing? What's your family background? Will ChatGPT ask this question? No, it's only human. Understood? Why only from Kerala people ask me, why not from other states? Because though I am staying there 40 years, my connection with Kerala is still there, because there is a cultural connection. Understood? There is an empathy. There is something called a social connection, which is lacking in missions. So in this context only, we want to talk about the syllabus change, what we have to do it. That need not be for your BCom, and I am not talking about it. We are not talking about the global thing. Now in my university, what I planned is AI and trade, AI and law, AI and communication. That's how I rename all these courses now. Because we have a deemed university, we have a lot of freedom. Correct? So how do you know this work to study? I said, no teachers are required for us. Who will teach this? I said, no teachers are required. Why do you need teachers? Teachers give informations, right? That is already there. Online courses you do, you can start a course in which you ask your students to do anywhere in the world, any university, you do 10 programs and then come and tell us, we have finished this course, give a degree to them. It's so simple, no? So what is the role of teachers in this context? How should we change our mindset? We have to mentor them. We have to tell them this is where we have to go. Doctors after MBBS doesn't become a specialist. What do they do? When students or patient comes to them, they will tell you, I am not expert in this, go there and then study. Any teacher has to do that. We don't do that. That's a problem. When I ask teachers, when I do workshops with them 3-4 days, no, I do many asking questions. What do you do? I handle mathematics. I said, don't handle. No, sir. I'll take mathematics. I said, don't take, give something to them. No. You see, the terminology itself is wrong at the higher education when you talk about subjects. Now look at the students at the KG. Okay. What is the rhyme which you teach? London Bridge is? Where is London Bridge? Ask those teachers. They don't know. You ask ChatGPT, that will tell you London. That's it. London Bridge is in London, right? No, it's wrong. Look at London Bridge, DrTPS. London Bridge is falling down when the poet wrote. It was not imagination. He could see that it is falling down. You think last 400 years it is falling down? Wrong grammar, yeah? Fallen down. We have not changed falling down to fallen down. Correct or not? We just copy and then teach or cheat. But while falling down, what has happened? Somebody purchased this and took the whole bridge and then reconstructed in America, Arizona. So where is London Bridge? Do you know this? I have asked a lot of, I go for teachers training for the kindergarten to, what's it called, kinder? Huh? Is it kindergarten? What is the spelling? What does it mean? It means garden. Though most of the technical terms which you use, the origin is Greek and Latin. It's Greek and Latin for us. So what do? We use as it is without thinking about the meaning. Think about the meaning and translate. No, children will understand, parents will understand. And what are the best schools? CBSE. What is CBSE? Central Board of Secondary Education. Secondary education starts from there, 9th class. Then why KG can be a CBSE school? Are you seeing what I am saying? Let us think. Who will not think? You ask this question, no AI will give you an answer because what is fed there is only given to us. We have to think. Are you getting? So how do we make our students to think and ask questions? Now what happens in most of the schools or colleges or teachers, last week I was there in Udupi talking to 200 principals, almost the same subject. Almost the same subject. Any question? No. Why? We don't know anything. 80%, 20%, we know everything. What is this man saying? I know everything. No. I think every one of us should have a lot of questions. How many Vedas we have? 3. Okay. Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda. Actually 3 is the socialistic Veda. The Atharva Veda is little harsh. Okay. So generally, I am a Vedic student. My guru is Brahmashri KPC and Bhattacharya. We consider only 3 Veda. Atharva Veda is much older. Though it is given the 4th, it is the original one. Where people were very cruel. I want to grab you. If I cannot grab you, drag you down. All that was the situation. And then, how many Upanishads are there? Thousands. Correct? Why? 4 theory class is given, then the gates came many. All are questions. Upanishad means what? Sit beside and ask question. Not tuitions. Not repeating the same thing. Ask questions. How many of your students ask questions? Very rarely. Correct? I remember when I was studying mathematics, the teacher gave an equation. I was a very bad student in my colleges. The teacher gave an equation, asked everybody to solve. Everybody started solving. I looked at it. No, I don't solve. The teacher came to me. Why are you not? I know this answer. It's wrong. What is wrong? Question is wrong. How do you know? Same question, one number is missing. She copied from. Understood? So she gave an equation of a circle and a line. So solving means it has to cut. If you cut, you get 2 points. If it just touches on the tangent, it will get 1 solution. That's the only thing. But the line became on the top, circle became here, it will not touch. You don't get solution at all. Everybody started writing. Before coming to the class, I studied everything and came. That's what I did. So I know there is a mistake. Then you know what the teacher said? Last year it was touching. I said last year to this year you did a mistake. Grantham moonu pagarthiyadil muhurtam mootramayidu. You copy from one to another, what will happen? Muhurtam will become mutra. So there is no logic. You understood what I am saying? Human brains have to have thought process, thinking. So make your students to think. Think and become thunk. No problem. Become tired. But nowadays what happens is they don't understood. There is no concentration. I don't know how many of you have concentration. Most of the people have got problem of I am not able to concentrate in the class. Why no concentration? They have no passion. There are no questions. Understood? They don't prepare before coming to the class. You must have thought, why should I prepare before going to my maths class, right? That's because I was a bad student. I am only a second class, thrown out from 8th class. You look at my TEDx lecture. I told my story there. I was a very bad student, thrown out from school in 8th grade. Last rank, 27th rank always. My English was 0. I am from a Malayalam medium. So what did I do? I started learning grammar. How did I learn grammar? I have taken, I have been taking, I took, I was taking, I had taken, had been taking, I shall take, I shall be taking, I shall have taken, I shall have been taking, but that is still however, nevertheless, lay, don't. Like this, I used to by heart everything in the brain. Memory is full with vocabulary, then definitely it becomes easy. That's why I'm able to write my English poem now. So what happens is you have to fill knowledge, but that is not enough. You should have creativity inside. Head is full is not enough. There should be heart. So most of the students, what happens is, I have done experiments where children are very good, bright children. They write best examination, 100 out of 100, take them out and then take them to, I did it. When I was learning my psychology, I did it. Took them to the canteen, gave a lot of chocolates, ice creams, everything. Made them sit in another classroom, gave the same question paper to write. Finished. Everything is gone. Because they are studying for writing exams. After that, nothing is there. Is it what we are supposed to do? That memory filling is education. AI is good enough. So it is not memory filling. All our question papers are like that. Correct? To stop that, there was another education system which came in West, that was open book education, right? You can look at the book and then write answers. But we have not implemented that. Now you know what will happen tomorrow. Use your mobile, use all AI, write examination. A day will come. Why should I make you to make memory all that is available on internet, use all that gadgets and then see whether you can do it? I did it. I was teaching in KL University. I was a mathematics professor in KL University during COVID time. Because I am arrested in Hyderabad, I cannot move out, no classes. So I became a professor of mathematics in one of the private universities. And I introduced a paper. And that paper, which is my paper, now it's a regular paper in the university, and that's called a campus to corporate. Your placement officer was talking about it. So that's why I asked a lot of questions to him. Because I did all that what a campus to corporate has to do. Make employable people. I've got one student here. No? After BTech, she got 23 companies appointment. 23 companies. MIT postgraduate in data science and design thinking. 1,000 exams would have been written. You know what MIT does? You don't write exam. Instead of that, you write a book review and then come. I will evaluate and give you marks. So teachers are good because I don't have to prepare a question paper, right? But we force people to write exams. MIT changed their pattern. I got one professor from Lincoln University. Our Chinmaya Swami is there, no? His cousin brother is a Lincoln University language professor. He is in Calicut now, Nayar. Some student comes to him and says, my flight is already booked. 5th May is my flight. Will you finish my course by April? You don't have that freedom, but abroad it's available. She completed 2 years, 3 years program in 1.5 years and went for a job. And 1,000 exams, 100 out of 100 in all the examinations. MIT interviewed me. How could you make a student like this? It's possible. Children are bright. They are multimedia children. So the student comes and asks Nair that I will finish my course. You give me an examination in April itself. Why should you give me another 1 more month to study? Yeah? Okay. Nair said, why do you force me to make a question paper for you and all that? You take 50% mark and go. The student says no. If you make the toughest question also, I can get 60 to 70%. Okay, then tomorrow you come. The student goes, comes back tomorrow, and Nair says, ready? Yes. How much mark you will get? 60. No. The candidate says, I will get 80. Because that one day she studied to make more knowledge. And now she is more confident, I will get more marks. Then Nair said, okay, you take 60 and go. Yesterday was 50, now 60. After 4 days, the student comes and says, it repeated 4 days. He said, I am too busy. Anyway, you have time, no, up to 5th May. It's only 28th, 29th is over. 30th also came. 1st May, the student says, you give me any question, I will get 100 marks. Okay, take 100 and go. Why should I test you? Understood? We are testing memory. Actually, that's not required. We should test how you reached that answer. That should be the way. So, lot of WWWWH. Where, when, why, how. Our children should ask these questions. So, the mentality of teachers are not giving knowledge, not giving information, make them how to analyze, interpret, judge, criticize. You give casework. See, I have got a lot of students for civil service. I've got 2-3 books. 2 books are Civil Service Preliminary Handbook. Another one is IAS Edge. I make all my students to, I don't know how many people will make students to, or how many of you teach how to read newspaper. Is there anybody reading newspaper today? I make them to read newspaper. Look at Shikshat Nanam Mentoring, SJM. Shikshat Nanam Mentoring on the YouTube. Shikshat Nanam Mentoring. Shiksha is my trust. Okay, I am good in making words. Shiksha, did you write Shiksha? You reorganize it, you will see Shashi Kumar there. SHA, SHI. Correct? I wrote a poetry. My Malak to Kalam, the Kalam. My Malak to Kalam, the Malak. What is Malak? Angel. Hey, Kalam, the angel, my Malak. That's in Hebrew, Malak is angel. But in Arabic, Malak is the embroidery decoration which is used. So my decorations to Kalam, the Malak. You have vocabulary is not enough. Use it in the right style. You need little bit of what? Artistic, poetic. That is not there in ChatGPT. The humanistic approach is not there. So how do you make your children as designers? That's called design thinking. Look at design thinking, DrTPS. Use a lot of workshops. In Kerala also I did few workshops. Design thinking is a terminology. Prompt need not be engineering. You are not engineers, no? Prompt literacy. I don't know whether the terminology is there. But look at it. You should have a prompting literacy. How to ask questions. That was part of our Vedic system, which is called a Tarka Shastra. Charvaka was a great man in that. Who is Charvaka? No, no. After the Mahabharata war is over, Duryodhana was killed. All the Kauravas are over. Dharmaputra is supposed to get into the seat of the king. One man comes and asks, you are not to be called as Dharmaputra because there is no dharma inside you. You have done all these mistakes. And Dharmaputra goes and asks Krishna, is it true that what he says? To a king also you can ask questions. And that person who asked a lot of questions to Dharmaputra is given a Maharishi Padavi. Not killed him or arrested. He's the king, right? He could have arrested him and put him in the jail. No, he was given a great asking question was considered as one of the greatest opportunity. Yukti yuktam upadeyam vajanam balakatapi anyatranamavatyajyam apyuktam brahmakatapi. Even if a small boy, balakatapi, even a small boy comes and asks questions, I'll answer you. Don't believe everything without asking questions was not Bharatiya Shastram. Now the whole world says asking question is most important. Bharat started telling long back. Ask questions. Anything you want, you ask questions. And define it logically. This is what our style of teaching to be now. Make them to write a big Mahabharata can be concisely put into 4 slokas. Eka sloka Ramayana, Eka sloka Mahabharata. All that is possible. You want Ramayana in 4 lines, English Ramayana DrTPS. 4 lines, English version is also written. Because I speak to a lot of students who don't understand this Sanskrit and Malayalam, I wrote 4 lines of English Ramayana. So everything can be precisely put. That is called a paraphrasing. AI will do a paraphrasing, but it will not be poetical. And 2 times you ask them, they will give you 4 options. And then it will tell you, you choose what you want. That means again you have to use your judgment. Correct? So what should you teach your children? The ability to judge. Critical thinking, presence of mind, analytical ability. All these are being tested in any campus to corporate programs. And mathematical ability. Equations will be there, but where to use how? Very difficult. Or they may tell you answer, but which equation is to be used, they may not know. That is what to be done. So arithmetic ability, social skill, logical reasoning, analytical skill, all that will become part of any appointment from tomorrow, probably including teacher's job tomorrow. We have that in one paper in net, right? In St. Teresa's College, earlier I used to have all the humanities people found it very difficult. I did 2-3 days workshop how to write the first paper. That time I taught all this. Logical reasoning, analytical skill, mathematical ability. My students are teachers in many colleges. When I go there, I attended your session. I was teaching all this long back. I think 2009 I had a 3 days, 4 days workshop in St. Teresa's College. So this is what I want to tell you. If you have got some questions, I will be very happy. Okay. So your job will become creators. No teaching now. Earlier it will be teaching to learning. No. Learning and teaching and all will not happen. All these will become creators. And you become a coach for thinking. Make people to think. Make people to design. And you are a mentor. Mentor is not someone who knows everything, right? What do? I will direct you, go there. That's what we do. So make them to make judgments. I don't tell. Yesterday one student came. He wanted to do very specific program in engineering. Shall I do that? I said, yeah, very specific, but you don't know what will happen tomorrow. You may get job or not. So what is to be done? Parallelly, you do some MOOC programs and then get a degree. Parallelly, you do it. I asked him what is the second option. He said, I love economics. Economics, you don't have to sit in a class and learn. You do online program. Do it. And get to that also parallel. Right? Children know much more. When I went to one of the schools and I asked, what do you want to be? Generally we ask goal, right? Somebody said podiatry. What is that? Podiatry. You know what's podiatry? Leg. Foot specialization on athletes and all that. I never knew this. Children are more educated, more knowledgeable, more focused than one of my boy, only +1, +2 writing now. I asked him, what do you want? I want to become a skin specialist. I said, why? Tomorrow's world full of money. Only skin specialist, that's enough. Dermatology is his specialization. He's not even jumped into MBBS. He decided after MBBS what he will do. So when I speak to children, we get a lot of ideas. They teach me more than what I taught to them long back. 10 years, 15 years back, what I taught is very less. So our children should become greater and greater with lot of ideas in them. That is what is required. Now there is no marks. Actually there is no marks which will evaluate people. Abroad admissions are never looking at marks. SOP, statement of why do you want to join for this course? Second question, why do you want to join in this university? Got it? Writing one SOP in Hyderabad will cost 1.5 lakhs, 2 lakhs. Commission base is 50,000. Half page you write, 50,000 she earns. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's very simple. SOP writing is not simple. But based on that you get fellowships. They don't look at how much mark you got. You must be able to write SOPs. And not fake is not possible. To show that I am interested. Many children will come and say, I am interested in MBA. I taught in many universities, including Amrita. I remember when I went to social work, MSW and MBA, both of them orientation program, same day, put together, I was the first person to come. Asked, why did you choose MSW? MBA is 15 lakhs, this is 5 lakhs. Very simple answer, right? And how many of them, those days when I used to go, I asked how many of you are BTech, many will hand. Why you are joined MBA? Electrical engineer is boring. Do you know what is the MBA syllabus? No, that we have not seen. That you will realize after 2 years, this is also boring. So without looking at where they are going, they jump into that. So we need to change them. Tell them, look at it, what are you going to do? So I keep all of them. Most of the students who speak to me, I'll tell them, before joining a graduate program, finish at least 50 open online courses. So I am sure tomorrow SH College will give admissions to BBA only if you have completed at least 5 open online courses in. Make it a must know. If you have not done English little course, why do they come here? If you have not studied psychology, what happens? They come to psychology. Why? Because they were psychiatric under treatment for some time. Now CBSE have made compulsory that every school should have 2. I said most of the places, don't give them job, give them cleric job only. You know why? Most of the students in 8th class will go and say that I don't know, mathematics is very tough, I am stressful. Yeah, for me also it was like this. The counseling person says it's also difficult. So all of them, the concluding, they will say maths teacher is bad. 100%. The teacher is good, students will love that subject, right? Correct or not? And my cousin, who is a very oncologist, very famous oncologist in Kerala now, when I used to conduct a camp in my house, I have an old house in Kerala, Kannur, Nanam. My house name is Nanam. So sometime Google Nanam DrTPS, JNAANAM. My father is Narayanan, mother is Janaki. So Janaki Narayanan mentoring, that is Nanam. Many students come. So I ask successful one of my relative who comes, maybe I'll say, you talk to my children, no? So somebody asked, how did you got into MBBS? He said, I found one. He was in Sainik Vidyalaya, Sainik school. One beautiful, young, handsome doctor came and spoke to us. Looking that handsome doctor, he wanted to become a doctor. That's it. So they don't know what is that is given. That's how people get attracted. When somebody comes and says, I love maths, immediately I will ask. So you want your children to love your subject, what is to be done? I keep asking, assume that Amitabh Bachchan is teaching Hindi, Shah Rukh Khan is teaching physics, Aishwarya Rai is teaching biology. What will happen? Your eyes will get glue, right? Otherwise, concentration will not be there. So get concentration, you need to know a little bit of knowledge. If I speak in a language which you don't understand, what will happen? Attention will go. So I have written 30 points to students, 20 points to parents and teachers. And I keep saying, you are not teaching maths, you are not teaching English, you are not teaching different subjects. You are not learning cycling on this road, cycling on this road, cycling on this road. You are learning cycling so that any road you can cycle tomorrow. So all teachers should think that they are not learning my subject. I am making them to learn how to think so that tomorrow any subject they can learn. So if somebody, some English after MA, somebody says, I have got a student. Last week I got a message from Mangalore. He's a PhD in mathematics. Now she wants to do literature. People keep shifting, right? Why do they shift? Not because they don't love this. They know, though, they have little time, they started reading something, they thought about the people who are writing, so they want to improve their vocabulary, they want to learn literature. There are people who learn different languages. So interest should keep growing. So if you look at DrTPS, learn to learn, I was doing for last 20 years. And all the teachers I was doing, learn to teach. And that program was called E bracket A effective. All my sessions were E effective and A effective. Now AI demands this. So AI is not making me to think differently, which I was doing for last 20 years in my teaching was always effective and effective. How do I make my maths class simpler? That's what is to be done. So that children will get attracted towards that. So what is teacher's job tomorrow? You have to be a marketing person of your subject. You are all marketers. Got it? If I can market children, your class is full. Somebody should say, yeah, there is a great teacher here in that college, I want to sit in his class. That's what SOP. Are you getting? So AI gives whatever was happening some time back, instead of open book, you give open your Google, Gemini, start writing. In my class on campus to corporate, what I used to do is, after every 40 minutes class, 10 minutes I give an exam. Whatever I taught. Okay? In which logical reasoning, analytical skill, what do? I'll take 5 questions from internet. Seeing that immediately what students will do. Because they are all on the COVID time, they are all in different places, right? Online class. Immediately they will answer. Next 5 questions, much simpler than those questions. I will make my own question. All of them will fail in that. What do I evaluate? I don't evaluate those 5. I evaluate this only. I don't have to waste my time, right? Understood? So you must know how to change your question patterns now. Don't make them to paraphrase as it is, mug up as it is. We've got a beautiful cinema on this. You know which is that? 3 Idiots movie. Understood? In AI period, if every information is there also, I think those students who are not checking the information, he said, no, something different, no, practical. Whatever they learned, they want to show practical. So tomorrow's world will be everything on practical. Everything on practical. Okay, good enough. I think I spoke almost 15 minutes. Enough. I only first page. This I do. Yeah. So your evaluation is how many people will ask high quality questions. So what do I do generally? You want a sample here? How do I conduct my classes? Okay, all of you, I am going to come random and ask you, tell me one point. Okay? Ready? Which will not be a repeated point from anybody else. Everybody will have to make 1 point. Are you getting what I am saying? Ready? Everybody should have 1 point to share with me after this session, 50 minutes. I must have told most of the points and then you have many more points with you. Even if I did not tell, you can tell that, no problem. It's all related to my subject. Ready? Ready or not?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, now I will give some chance to you. Volunteers can tell first so that they will not lose their chance. Tell me, who want to tell first? Yeah, you see so many people want to tell now. If I would have asked volunteers, they will not tell this, right? Understood? This is how you make your children to become reflexive, reactive and all that. Yeah, tell me 1 point.
The most interesting point is that the students are engaged to ask questions.
Yes.
So that was
I don't end any of my sessions. It is always, and generally when I go to colleges, what do they do is I will then come to the stage. And 2 people will come, 3 will come, I will start counting 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There are colleges in which whole students came onto stage. Otherwise I will ask you question. Which you want? You want to tell 1 point or you want me to ask you questions? Good, wonderful. Asking questions, that's the crux. Next one. Yeah.
Ramayana, that beginning of the first phase of psychology.
Yeah.
That
Vasishta, Yoga Vasishta. Purne, Manasisam Purnam. So type, if you have written that Purne DrTPS, you will see an explanation on that. I've got a lot of Subhashitams written. It's on my YouTube, so you can look at it.
So you mentioned about teachers should change. That is, learn to learn.
Learn to learn, learn to teach. These two things are there, finished. Education is only that, nothing else. Right? Yeah. And we must understand earlier proverb. You know what is the difference between a schoolmaster? Schoolmaster means all these are schools only. Now today university is also called as schools, right? A schoolmaster and a station master, what is the difference? A station master minds the trains and a schoolmaster reverse it. Trains the trains. Understood? So our job is training the mind. Job is done. I had beautiful teachers in my life. They changed my life. Otherwise, I would have been a dropout. They changed me. I became 5th rank in the university in graduation. Kochi University, I was 2nd rank. MPhil, I became 1st rank. After that, I never stopped studying. Today also, before coming, you know how much I prepared? I prepared a lot. ChatGPT gave all the print, but I was not satisfied. So I wrote in between. So don't copy from ChatGPT. Reflect on ChatGPT. Understood? I can give you this book. All that, you can also give the same title. Because that time when title was asked, I gave something I forgot. My phone also got, and when the poster came, this is the topic. Then what did I do? I am frankly telling. So before coming from Hyderabad, what I did is no, I'm good in this. I learned electronics, probably scanner repair in Austria for the defense. I was the person deputed to buy a scanner. Okay. I ask engineering college students when in Hyderabad I have a house. You go to Google Map and type DrTPS. You will see 3 houses. One in Iringalkuda, one in Kannur, and one in Hyderabad. In Kannur house, Hyderabad house, they used to come. And then I will say, what is your subject? Engineering. I will give a screwdriver and say, open this switch box. He never opened. I said, open it, yeah, nothing will happen. Open. And I learned wiring. I do all such jobs. Okay. So you have to be practical. I said, what BTech engineering? Yeah, if you don't know how to electrical engineering, open it, nothing will happen. Yeah, next point. Come on.
Encourage students to do critical thinking instead of mugging up stuff.
Critical thinking. Very, very essential. Yeah.
Design thinking.
Design thinking. Beautiful examples, design thinking. You must listen to some of my lectures in which I don't use PowerPoint in my classes. But after speaking, probably I'll add PowerPoint so that it can be seen. I don't use PowerPoint, I use powerful points. Okay? Yeah. Next.
Teachers to be mentors and not any handling subjects.
Yeah, don't handle. Good. Yeah.
Teach them to judge something what they are not seeing.
Make them to judge. Yeah.
Actually, one more thing
Yeah.
which inspired me is that teacher should be a marketing person for his
He has to market his subject. I keep saying, if any student, they say that I hate this subject, I said, give it to me. I'll make them to love that subject in few hours. I do lot of GMAT. Any student, my number is available to everyone. Every video, my number is given. So I'll say, come. And what do? You don't like this subject, I'm going to fail? Come. Passing exam is so simple today, no? Correct? Only my MPhil exam was very tough because I didn't copy the last 5 years and then gave that. I made my own questions. Many people had problem when I did an MPhil paper here. Yeah, next. I remember my Cochin University, we had a head of the department, Trivikraman. That time when I joined Cochin University, my interest was only civil service, IAS. So I was never listening to the classes. Probably I am the worst student in the class. So first internal, that was internal system. The first question, 25 questions. Answer, true or false. Very simple in mathematics, no? True or false? I don't know anything. So what did I do? Something true, something false. Somewhere it will click, Generally, somewhere it will click. My fate was so bad, I got 0 out of 25. There are brilliant children, they got 25 out of 25 also. I was really ashamed. Then what did I do? Next day the answer paper got. I went to Siberia, was my hostel. I went and started looking at the answers for all this. No, something wrong. Whatever yes also you have written as, teacher has given wrong, man. He didn't evaluate thoroughly. He just gave some, looking at the student, they know this student is listening to me, this is not listening to me. He knows, right? Experienced teacher, yeah. So looking at them, they gave mark without even evaluating. Next day I read all the homework and went back to the teacher and said, Professor, no, I got 18 out of 25. You have done wrong. Do you really know this or you have just marked like that? I said, just mark. But still I have written correct. No. He said, that I know, that's why he gives you. How do you know? He was a very brilliant teacher, right? T. Trivikraman. I met him when he was 90 almost in English. I went to his house. That was my respect for him. And then he said, don't worry, don't argue, go to classes. I went into the class. Next what was his test? Yesterday's test is over. All of you would have got marks. But only one student analyzed the answers. The other student got 18. They were very happy. They never analyzed. Now you take a white paper, 20 papers each one of you. All the answers which you gave yesterday, give a reason for concluding it is true or false. What a bright teacher, right? I had that blessings of great teacher in my life. So I am not teaching from my learning from AI. I am teaching from my experience in life. And he changed my interest from civil service to mathematics. He said, I have seen you not attending my class. I found you are a brilliant student, but you are wasting not your time, but one seat in Kochi University, who is supposed to be an MSc student, and you are sitting here and preparing for civil service. Get out or be serious. So that time I diversed my IAS interest and started studying mathematics. That's how I became a mathematician. And who got maximum mark in that? I got it because I analyzed everything. What happened to the other students? Though they got 18, they could not rationalize their answers, they failed. So most of the students, what do? After examination, they don't care answer sheets, right? No. The best method to make a student to learn is make groups, ask them to discuss, ask them to learn, ask them to make their own question paper, ask them to evaluate their own colleagues' answer sheet. You can take rest, they will do their job. And all such questions you start collecting and you can become an author. I have written 40 books, but not like this anyway. I was teaching BBA, BMS in Medipatnam, Begumpet. Which college was that? St. Francis College. What I do is, I go and lecture like this. That's an autonomous college. BMS, I was talking about emotional intelligence for corporate communications. All my lectures are over. I'll ask all students, write whatever I taught today, send me a message. They all used to type and send. I will only evaluate the first 50% who answered. The rest I will not say. Everybody will ask when you give assignments. No, when is the last date? I have no last date, first date only. Whoever finishes fast are evaluated. 50% is over, I will close the date. Next assignment will be much tougher. So what will happen? Every student will do the first day itself. And I collected all of them, combined together, made a book. That's a book being taught there now. Emotional intelligence for corporate communications. So you can become all those. Because your 60 children contribute for your book. But you have to be an innovative teacher. So be creative, be innovative, be marketing. That's how you market. So whatever is there in the textbook, when you speak, what will happen? Art is already there, right? They should read and come back and ask questions. So their eyes will become with eager, I want to learn, I want to learn. That spirit will come. Yeah, good. Marketing. Next. Come on.
Coach for thinking.
Yeah, coach for thinking. People don't think. Why interest is not there? Because you are not thinking. Got it? I've got a book on makers of India. If somebody says I'm interested in BCom, tell me what are all the subjects to be learned. Okay. In trade, tell me who are all the best 5 traders from India. If somebody says I'm interested in film, I must be able to tell 5 names of film personalities, right? Somebody says I'm interested in English, what should they do? They must be able to tell at least a few authors' names, right? Wordsworth, Shakespeare, at least a few textbooks written by them. Okay, you are a Keralite, you have learned about Wordsworth, Solitary Reaper. Is there any poetry related to Solitary Reaper in Malayalam? പേരറിയാത്തൊരു പെൺകിടാവേ നിന്റെ നേരറിയുന്നു ഞാൻ പാടുന്നു. ONV. Solitary Reaper. Behold her single in the field, yon solitary Helen lass, singing and reaping by herself. Same. Got it? So you have to be a wild reader. Then only it comes to you. Yeah. Make them to think. Thinking happens when you translate, compare, judge. All that should come. Next. Come on. Finished? Good enough? Any questions? Not to have it, right?
Sir, you mentioned about we have to make them how to analyze cases. So how can you practically do that?
See, we in civil service generally do this. We ask a question. You are a collector of a district. When a minister comes to, you know Jayatilak, now the chief secretary. He was a Kannur collector. You know him? You know by name at least? Okay. Jayatilak was Kannur collector. So I met him in railway station for a long time. Both of us were waiting for a train. I asked him, why are you waiting? He said, some minister is coming. You know, that's one of the duty. The minister comes to Kannur, he has to go and receive him. Okay. So I'll give you one case. Suppose a collector is going to receive a minister. On the way, he found somebody hit. A accident happened. What should you do? He should rush to the railway station without carrying this person on the road, or should he take care of him so that by chance if he gets delayed, minister will scold him, right? What to be done? It's a great decision to be taken. There is no answer which AI can give you in this. It's your wisdom. Great question. So make your children with a lot of wisdom. Today we ask this. Training children for interview, we ask this. Lot of such examples can be given. Now assume that you applied for a job. Okay? Or I applied for a job. I don't want to put you in trouble. I applied for a job and I got an offer letter. The date to join is 22nd. Okay. But 21st I was supposed to travel. One of my relatives had an accident. What will happen? Should I go and then sit in the hospital, or should I go for the interview? Decision has to be taken, right? What do I do? What do you do? What do I do? These are all, no AI can answer this. Do you think AI can answer this? No. What is to be done? Tell me.
Based on the person's priority, whether he is emotionally connect or which one is higher, then they should take a decision.
What is emotional connect? Anyway, he is in ICU. I see you. He may not come back. Correct. That emotional connection is useless. Pocket is more important. Brain works more. Heart work doesn't work. Whenever Uttar Pradesh work, Madhya Pradesh doesn't work. Understood? Chhattisgarh also. Only we are Shudras. Kerala. Action only works. What is to be done? There are so many different versions of answer, right? What you left without thinking, which we are supposed to think, is if Sacred Hearts College has given you an appointment order, the time the order is given, you are part of Sacred Hearts. Are you getting? And you have a boss. So what is to be done? If I am into psychology department, there is a senior faculty who has some Somewhere some number will be there, no? Connect to him and ask, is it difficult that if I don't join on 22nd, I have such a problem? Share your problem. Understood? That is human, because we are all, why we are called a social being? Because we are social. Why we are called a human being? Because we are human. And even if you don't get a job, with all these problems you explain to the senior faculty, he says, no, 22nd you join. That's not at all a good college. Don't join there. Because they don't consider your, understood, they are not compassionate. You are going to be part of an institute and they are not looking after you. What does it mean? Are you getting? That's a test chance given by God to you by giving an accident to one of your relative. Don't worry once you miss a bus. I have got a great philosophy. My book is almost on LIFE, life. What is life? Live in full enjoyment. Learn in full enjoyment. So in the cover page I have written, or one of the philosophy which I have written is, once you miss a bus, what is that? Once you miss a bus, you get a lot of buses. Once you get into a bus, you miss a lot of buses, which is good. Assume that from Thevara to Ernakulam you are going in bus. The time you got in, lot of free seats will go. Ayyo, I should have got into that. Don't you feel this many times? Correct, no? After marriage, then you not felt. Chance is got. So even if you lose a job, doesn't matter. Something will come, yeah. You are not that useless, right? Are you that useless? Yeah. You will get a lot of courage. Think all these what I said. You will become so courageous tomorrow. Yeah. Tell me, nothing will happen. That should be the courage you should have. Yeah. So decision making is one point which AI will not give you. Decision making is in your hand. It will give you information, it will give you knowledge, it will give you data. It may also help you to analyze, but analysis will be given 4 options will give you and tell you which one you want. Correct? Now you will have a problem. Now what happened just before coming, we were discussing about setting up a Shiksha publishing house. That's my books are all published by somebody else. Why not ourselves? We thought, it's Shiksha publishing. Asked AI, give some names in Sanskrit which will be good. All that is given, I was not happy. I said Shiksha Vani is much better. AI has not given, but I will ask so that it will make me to think while reading that, something will come in between. So mathematicians always have this job. What is written in next line, first line and second line, that is not mathematics, that is alphanumerics, right? Where is mathematics? In between that is mathematics. From one step to another step when you write, in between is mathematics. If you have that thinking ability, you are logically good. That is there in English also. Because English or any language is equivalent to mathematics. Mathematics is also a language. Mathematics is also a subject. It is a language of all the other sciences. Mathematics is a language. Yeah. Good enough? Tata bye bye. You have good memory or not? You want to check your memory? Let me check your memory or ability to grasp knowledge. All that can be done. That is what is to be done in your classrooms. We keep saying something, they will keep writing. When you write, it comes easily. Correct? So probably what you should do is tomorrow AI based learning. Introduce one minor paper. Okay. Put all the different topics. All that what I said today is one paper itself. Any subject anybody can learn through AI. How do you learn? That's what it is. So that tomorrow an open AI examination, you will be able to make your subject better. Okay. Lot of information will be there, abandoned informations. But that doesn't help you to learn. What is required is your attention to what is exactly required. After all, the Bhagavad Gita is taught. Arjuna goes back to Krishna and asks, you were telling something in the war field, yeah. All that did not got registered here because I was in tension. So tell me that again. And Krishna says, that time is over. Now not required for you. Because that was for you to make fight in your... No, that's not what I want. Ananda Shastram Bahu Veditavyam Alpascha Kale Bahuvascha Vigno. There are a lot of Vedas in the world, but you cannot learn all that. What is to be done? Alpascha Kale. You have only a little bit of time. Bahuvascha Vigno. Fast you must grasp it. I will tell you the method for doing it. And what is being taught is breathing technique. And think. Then you will get it. First silence meditation started there. I am a Himalayan tradition meditation master. We only teach how to be silent. Ask yourself. Lot of questions and answers will come to yourself. Okay? So start processing internally and then see. So it is not information AI alone. Those are good, but put it along with yourself. So tomorrow will become AI plus human. And AI plus heart. So it's not AI, artificial heart should come. It's there in Japan now. There are missions where old people, they are not getting sleep because their spouse is no more. So they will get a telephone call before 10 o'clock and they keep chatting with them, love making, all the nice words which their wives were telling, they will all record it back. They will get it back. These people will ask a lot of questions, I have big problems, and said, don't worry dear, that's it. Yeah, you'll sleep. Missions will come tomorrow, don't worry. So instead of artificial intelligence, tomorrow what will happen? No artificial head, artificial heart will come. Artificial hands are robots. Right? 3H makes life world easier. It's all 3H. I've got lectures on 3H and Bhagavad Gita. One is Jnana Yoga, head, Dhyana Yoga, heart, and Karma Yoga is hand. Nelson Mandela said 2H is impossible. What is that 2H? Good heart and good head is not impossible. And he says, women have good heart. They're all happy, right? And men think that they have a good head. They don't have think only. Okay? Thank you so much. Any more questions? 950-20-38875. You can have an individual Google Meet. Come with your questions. I'll be glad to discuss that. Bye-bye. Yeah. Any personal questions? Could ask. Anybody from Kannur? Kannur? Huh? Talasheri. Talasheri was my mother's uncle's place, and he lived in Kochi. His name is T.P. Kadunambiar. He was one of the greatest barristers of Kerala, and that inspired me to take a LLB. Never. If I would have taken English, I can never learn maths. Because I learned English after learning maths. Every subject I learned like that only. I was telling her, my first tuition student was bookkeeping and management, accountancy. And after my graduation, I want to do chartered accountancy, CA. Mohan and Mohan, there was one. So I started with him. Then I thought BSc is better. That is the time when my brother became Indian Forest Service. He was zoology man. Then I decided I will become IAS. But then Devagiri College had a good ground running and all that, so I was good in athletics. Tagore Hostel was very good. And then some of my students said that no, it's better is Cochin University. Then I jumped to. I studied post-graduation in 2 colleges, Devagiri and this. Graduation I studied in 3 colleges. Nobody does that, right? After some time I jumped from there to that, like that. So I don't regret. And I study most of the subject. Which is your subject?
Actually, I'm from BTech, then I did MBA.
BTech which subject?
Computer science.
Computer science. I'm a computer science man. I worked from Pascal punching card to the latest .NET, whatever you want. Computer scientist. So sitting. Right. I taught many computer science. I went to the college to inaugurate Computer Association in 2011, 2009. I'm a computer man, worked on all the systems. There is no single system I left until 2020. I used to teach database management, architecture. MBA, I was a professor of MBA without timetable given. I can go to any class and teach from where the teacher stopped. Look at fractals, DrTPS. All the topics I taught. Contract, law, strategy, technology management. I worked with the Department of Space in program planning and project management. So after that, teaching MBA was very simple, right? My papers, I did in knowledge management. My MBA is knowledge management. The paper got accepted in IEEE journal. Okay, so I was MBA professor 2 years. It's a good sir. Okay. I'll publish this on YouTube.